We will now explain the auxiliaries, product bundles, and attributes. The auxiliaries can be assigned and specified to each item you have. In order to do so, go into the products, select your items, and this is where you choose whether or not it has auxiliaries. You can specify which one is the main item and which are the auxiliaries. So if we choose a category, and check the hot chocolate as auxiliary, and we do the same for the Turkish coffee, and the Nescafe Gold. We save it. Go into stock and then auxiliaries. In the reference field, choose the item you want, and then click on search and execute to see the items checked as auxiliaries. Select the hot chocolate and save it. Click on plus and look for the Turkish coffee and add it. This item now has two auxiliaries. When we select it in the sales menu, it will show us the items we can add. We can also go into the products, and within the main item, specify how many auxiliaries can be used in it. If it is one, they will be able to use one or several. However, if you check the mandatory box, they will not be able to use more than one. Go back to the stock panel. The product bundles is a feature that lets you create an item that contains a group of items. For example, if we make an offer at a restaurant, and within that offer you have a meal with fries and a Pepsi, you would price them differently than when they are separate. In order to do that, go into Products, create an item with a reference and barcode, name it Meal 1, choose a category, specify its sell price and then save. This 80800 item will be used to create the product bundle. Go into Stock, then Product Bundle. Write the reference at the top of the page. You can also look for it in the search bar. Click on the second magnifying glass for the list of the products. Select a bruschetta pomodoro and specify the quantity. Click on Save. For a side dish, click on Search, select the salad category, and within it, choose the green salad. They get 2 salads in the offer, so write 2 in quantity. Click on Save and on Plus. Go into the search menu, and look for the Pepsi by its name, click on Execute, select and add it. The offer includes 2 Pepsi cans. Click on Save. This is the product bundle. When we go into the sales menu and sell this meal, it will remove these items from our stock. Then we have the attributes, which are the notes added to an item so that they would be sent to the kitchen. If we want the item to be customized for the customer when they are ordering, for example, a burger, and they want to have the tomatoes removed, we consider, without tomatoes, to be an attribute. We can add attributes to each item, and if we have multiple items, we can add the same attributes to all of them. In order to do that, go into Stock. In the attributes, we make the attributes that we are going to use. Attribute Values manages the values of the attributes created. The attribute set is a set that contains multiple attributes. The attribute use helps move attributes into the attribute set. Go into Attributes and create Attribute 1. We are giving them these names for the tutorials, but when working with clients, name them as they wish for them to be named. Click on Save. Go into Stock and then on Attribute Values. Here we have all the attributes made. Select Attribute 1 and add the values, without tomatoes, without ketchup, and medium. You can add them all in here. We chose the values of this attribute. When we assign the attribute to an item, the values will appear for us to choose from. Go into Stock and then Attribute Set. Create Attribute Set 1 and then save. Go into Stock and then into Attribute Use. Select Attribute Set 1 for the set, then Attribute 1 for the attribute and save, then add the ATT attribute and save. Click plus and add Attribute 1 again. You can specify the order in which they show up within the product. We will now assign them to a product, go into the sales menu and see how they show up. Go into Stock and then Products. Select the bruschetta pomodoro, assign Attribute Set 1 as the attribute and then save. If they have to add an attribute within the attribute set, to the item, then we have to make it mandatory so that they would be forced to add one. We want the 1003 bruschetta pomodoro, so we go into the sales menu, and write 1003, click on the barcode to get the bruschetta pomodoro. Click on the Attributes button, and you will get the attribute 1 and ATT that were added to the set, and then assigned to the item. We can choose, without tomatoes, for attribute 1 because we specified it as value. We can also write a value in the field such as, without bread, and then click on the check button. When this item is sent to the kitchen, it will appear like this, with the added attributes, so that they would know how to modify the item. We are done with the attributes. Click on Units of Measure. This is where the units of measure are created such as grams, kilograms, milligrams, liters, by box and by each. When we create them here, they can be modified if we go to Stock, and then Ingredients. We have to specify how we buy each ingredient and how we use it. Inside the inventory management, the usage of the items utilizes the unit of consumption, which means we buy according to the unit of measure, but we use our items through the unit of consumption. We are now going to create ingredients. Each item we have is composed of certain ingredients which we buy and then make into items in order to sell them, so we need to link the latter with the former so that the owner of the business knows what they are buying in correspondence with what they are selling. First, we create the ingredients. Click on plus, and add a reference. Name it ingredient 3, then specify that it is bought by box but sold by each. If the box has 12 pieces, write 12 as the unit of consumption. Specify the buy price of the box, which is $20. Choose the supplier. We can also designate categories for our ingredients. We create these categories by going into Stock, and then into Category. After creating them, we make subcategories within the ingredients and it will show up in this page. Now, click on Save. Next, we have to link the ingredients to the products. There are many ways to do that. We can make a production, which means the owner says that they want to make a specific quantity of a product, and they tell us beforehand that this item utilizes a certain amount of specific ingredients. It is possible that we also make the ingredients in the restaurant, for example a garlic paste or other sauces. These ingredients are produced first, in order to be part of the production of the main item. In order to link the ingredients to the items, go into Stock, then into Products, select an item and go into the Ingredients section. The ingredients we have made appear in the box. Select ingredient 3 which we just created, specifying that the box has 12 units. We want 1 unit, and when you click plus, the system will calculate the price of the unit, and that is $1.67, based on the price of the box which we bought for $20. We can add another ingredient for 0.5 of the quantity, click on plus and get it in the ingredients list. The system will calculate the total cost of the item, which is $2.67. The items by price is currently $0. If you click on Update, you will automatically apply the total cost as the buy price. Go into this section to see the changes. We can also write down the buy price that we wish to have. Go into Stock. Next, we will talk about the production.